Good morning and welcome to our next devotional for today on Wednesday, June 30th. It's hard to believe June is pretty much over with and July starts. I don't know where the time has gone. The summer is already zipping by. I don't know. It's amazing. And our series is almost done as well. We're wrapping up our series here on the book of Acts. And today I'm talking about Acts chapter 26. It's a very interesting passage. Kind of in summary, I encourage you always to read these passages, but this is Paul, and Paul is defending himself yet again while he was under Roman arrest. And during his defense, he's appealing to King Agrippa. And what I found interesting about this section was Paul's approach to his defense. It wasn't like previous debates where it was a debate about theology, about Jesus, or it wasn't any kind of legal or moral arguments about why Paul felt he was right. It's simply Paul in these moments talking to King Agrippa and telling his story, telling his conversion experience, how that light from heaven opened up his eyes to Jesus, whom he'd been persecuting Jesus' followers up until then, and how he was now called to follow and live out the teachings of Jesus Christ. And so what does this mean for you and for me? I think kind of the big question that came to my mind as I was reflecting on this passage was call stories. What is your call story? What is your conversion moment? Or what is that time for you with, like the old song, you would say, I have decided to follow Jesus. As thinking of my own calling and my own story, it's been a long process, very different than Paul. It wasn't a shining light moment from above. I accepted Jesus as a young teenager at a youth summer camp there, but I never really knew what that meant. And quite honestly, in my high school years, church was not important to me. In fact, I was trying to steer myself away from it. I had to go. My parents made me, but was anxious in college that I didn't have to go to church anymore at that point. And yet it was funny because my first college job was a section leader singing in a United Methodist choir. First Methodist Winter Park hired me to come back and sing as a section leader in their church. And so here's God leading me right on back to the church and opening up my eyes, not only to the beauty of music, but surrounding me over the next several years with just some beautiful, godly people in my life. People like Kathy Evans, who was the music director at Winter Park there, who opened up my eyes to teaching music through adult choirs and youth choirs, children's choirs, handbells, instruments, all these different ways to inspire through music. People when I came here to Anona, like Jack, Carol Rooks, and Richard, people that really walked me in that next step in my journey. And just like Paul, seeing the light of Christ there, for me, I saw the light of Christ in each of these mentors, in these moments and in these years, and wanted to live and grow and be more like them in my life. And that opened up my own journey towards eventually ordination as a deacon in music, and now as your executive pastor here at Anona. And so my prayer for you this week is this. I encourage you to take time this week, take time today to explore your call in your life. How has Jesus touched your heart? Where have you seen the work of the Holy Spirit in your life? Who were the people that maybe were a part of that journey with you as mentors or leaders or just people to walk beside you in those moments? And here's the thing, if you've not experienced a change in your heart and in your life, if Jesus is still this new and uncertain thing for you, I want to invite you to reach out to us. Reach out to myself or any of our pastors here at Anona. We'd love to sit with you and just have a time to talk about your own journey, about where you are in your life and how we can help support you in your next steps in growing in your Christian faith. So until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of God's hand.